Aloha, my name's Joby Weeks, and I've been stuck here on house arrest for 6 years, and you're probably wondering why. Me too.
Joby Weeks is accused of fraud in a cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme, bilking $750 million from victims, say investigators. The men had been running a business called BitClub Network for the past 5 years, facing 25 years in prison for fraud and conspiracy.
I became an entrepreneur at a very young age. I started my own business, mowing lawns and shoveling snow, and helped a friend with the paper route. I go door knocking, selling magazine subscriptions. Any little way I could figure out how to make money when I'm like 10.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Oh, hey, buddy. Are your parents home?
So I was kind of brought up as a hustler, which I kind of had to be because being a Christian school teacher, my dad never made more than $20,000 a year, which isn't a lot for a family of 4. And that's how I got myself free. At 19, I'm a millionaire. I got a mansion on the lake, backyard's the beach, wakeboarding every day. And I took off.
We are loaded in Las Vegas, Hunter S. Thompson, here we come!
Road trip.
Antarctica! We're gonna race each other around the track.
I wanted to see the world, so I went to 100 countries, 200 to 250 cities a year, every year for 15 years. Stayed anywhere for more than a week or two in 15 years. And so that's what I did, and I started finding all these cool disruptive technologies that I thought, wow, that's a good invention. This is great. I want to finance that. I brought a lot of technology back to the United States and launched companies. And
you don't need to own music to have music. 1.5 million songs.
If you remember back in the day, there was Napster, but Napster got shut down because it was centralized. So somebody invented this thing called the BitTorrent network, where you could download 5 minutes of movie on this computer, 5 minutes on that computer, 5 minutes on this computer, yet I could get the entire movie, even though it wasn't in one location. And so somebody said, hey, you've seen the BitTorrent network on how you can download music and movies. Bitcoin is the currency that runs on the BitTorrent network. I instantly got it.
Now, the new currency is growing in popularity. It's even been called the future.
Bitcoin, this mysterious digital currency.
We're asking whether or not this currency really has any longevity, let alone legitimacy.
I'm not an expert in cryptocurrency, but I have my doubts about it.
When Bitcoin was coming out, nobody really knew what a Bitcoin was, but we already had a mint minting gold and silver coins, and so we thought, well, let's make a Bitcoin coin. So we designed the logo, and we put on the back side this private key so you could actually load a physical coin with crypto. And somebody said to me, well, Bitcoin is a golden egg, or you could buy the goose that lays golden eggs. And at the time, somebody had told me about this club called
BitClub Network is one of the fastest growing business models worldwide.
They're selling mining hardware, computer equipment. And I was like, interesting. That's exactly what I want to be doing. So I joined BitClub as a member.
You can get literally a piece of every little transaction that takes place anywhere in the world. It's really exciting to think about.
And I thought, if this works, this could be something huge. If a laptop computer would make $1 a day in Bitcoin, then what would happen if we filled an entire data center with 1 million laptop computers? We'd make $1 million a day, right? So that's what we decided to do.
We set up a data center in Iceland, we got one in Georgia and one in Norway, we got some power out of Canada, we're building this one in Montana, which is going to be the largest Bitcoin mine in the world. It's 300 megawatts, it's monstrous.
When you have machines that print money, that gives you the freedom to travel. Last year we did 152 countries, and what do? We talk about Bitcoin all the time, everywhere we go.
That's what I basically did. I flew around doing these huge seminars and conferences and crypto events, and unfortunately became a target for hackers and thieves.
What's really ironic too is Joby was actually getting hacked by a nefarious character, and Joby was the one who actually brought it to the FBI.
I tracked the Bitcoin to a wallet with over $1 billion in it. And I give it to them on a silver platter, this dossier. I'm like, here's the hacker. And they're like, well, how do we say this? There's an investigation going on you.
And instead of going after the bad actor, They then flipped it and went after Joby instead.
So I fly to Washington, D.C. to the Ritz-Carlton to sit down with these agents. They just asked about an hour's worth of questions about BitClub. I showed them, yeah, these are what the data centers look like. It's a private membership association. They don't take dollars. It's just Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out. They're selling mining hardware, computer equipment. And so I think the investigation is over. 6 months goes by, and I get a phone call, and they're like, the government raided the data center, and they took everything. And I'm like, what? So I call up the agents, and I'm like, did you guys just raid the data center? You guys have my phone number. The agents are like, yeah, we have some more questions. I'm like, great. Do you guys want to meet me in West Palm Beach for this Tony Robbins conference? I got extra tickets. It was called Date with Destiny. You see, I feel like I'm like cooperating with them. I reached out when I found out there was an investigation. I was like, come on down to West Palm. We'll do Tony Robbins together at lunchtime. We can chat about your investigation into BitClub or whatever you guys want. And so at the lunch break, I see him sitting there. I'm like, okay, I got some smoothies, I got tickets, here we go. I sit down, I'm like, hey, how's it going? And all of a sudden, boom, I'm surrounded by agents on all sides of me. And then they take me to this unmarked building, and they're just interrogating me for 6 hours, trying to get me to give them all my Bitcoin. So I can't give you all my crypto. And so that got them a little bit irritated.
On December 5th, 2019, Mr. Weeks was indicted for selling unregistered securities and wire fraud.
They didn't actually say I sold unregistered securities. They said I was thinking about it. Because computer equipment isn't a security, it's a physical product. That's what I was selling. I was a vendor selling physical Bitcoin mining hardware. It's not a security. You can depreciate it.
The US government seemed to just have branded BitClub as a Ponzi scheme. And I can kind of sympathize, because at that time, Bitcoin didn't make any sense to me either, quite frankly. Most certainly, data mining operations to generate Bitcoin, like, this was really a new technology. It was a new concept.
They said there was no Bitcoin mining. And I'm like, no, here are the invoices. Here's the tracking numbers. Here's the $250,000 in duties and customs and tariffs I paid. Here's the data center. Here's the $10 million a month power bill. Here's everybody getting paid.
This was not a fraudulent exercise. They were actually generating millions of dollars and dispersing it to their club members.
BitClub was paying everybody out every single day until the day the government came and stole all the money. So who created the victims?
If there's people out there who say, hey, Joby Weeks hurt me financially, no, the government is who hurt you financially, because the government is the one who seized all the assets. And I've spoken to Joby about this, and he said, give us back the assets, give us back the miners and the Bitcoin, and we can then go help make people whole if there's anybody out there.
I didn't join BitClub until 16 months after BitClub started. I was a vendor and a member. I sold BitClub computer equipment.
Mr. Weeks wasn't the only vendor of computer equipment to BitClub, but for some reason, we don't really know why, Mr. Weeks was the only one that the US government went after.
So for the next 11 months, they bounced me around the country from jail to jail to jail to jail and state to state to state. My family didn't know where I was for 11 months. Denied me bail, denied me a trial. Totally unconstitutional, illegal. You're not supposed to throw people in jail before first convicting them of a crime.
BitClub wasn't a scam. It was a startup in the Wild West.
This was the biggest data center in the world that was ever built to mine Bitcoin. This was in Montana. So we filled this with servers to mine crypto. And that made us the biggest Bitcoin mining pool in the world. See, BitClub Network. They destroyed a very good thing. Very good thing for the people. Horrible thing for the bankers. They totally destroyed a wonderful project that was helping millions of people. We literally were the fastest PMA to hit $1 billion in sales, faster than Amazon and Google and Facebook. And the government just came in with machine guns, stole everybody's money, stole all of our equipment.
2 Colorado men are accused of fraud in a cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme. Joby Weeks is from Arvada, but authorities arrested him in Florida.
Now, I get it. There were no victims on the BitClub side, but if you calculate the coin market cap value of the cryptocurrency industry, it's like $3 trillion. Where did that $3 trillion come from? The banking cartel. They don't like that. I get it.
But Bitcoin was created to be open source, decentralized. The government steps in to regulate it. Doesn't that defeat the purpose? Joining me now is Roger Ver, CEO of Bitcoin Store.
As an old saying goes, the pioneers take the arrows and the settlers take the goods. I think because Joby was first, he was punished for it. He was an easy fall guy to make an example of and scare the living daylights out of anyone who wanted to tread this ground. So of course he was targeted.
The problem is, if you break free from the Matrix, you're not that much of a threat. They'll probably just let you slide. But the second you start freeing millions and millions of slaves, they don't like that. The wealthy ones, the ones that aren't greedy, the ones that actually are using their wealth for good to finance all these great disruptive technologies that free humanity, those are the people that they target. I could have bought 100 Rolls Royces. I didn't need any of that crap. I funded a really cool technology that frees humanity. That's what I did.
Joby's actually the opposite of most shrewd businessmen and women who are figuring ways how to cut people out of things. Joby's very much of a person of, hey, everyone can get rich and come join us.
Hey, we just got to Iceland. We're really excited. We invited about 200 of our friends to go check out the data center, the Bitcoin mine, where we process all these Bitcoin and blockchain transactions around the world.
He's an innovator. He's somebody who, from a very young age, identified new emerging markets, new emerging technologies. That's how he got into crypto. He saw it early, and he spread the gospel about how Bitcoin was going to go to $100,000 like it ultimately did years later. Anyone in his sphere, he was advocating that they make early investments to secure their financial future.